Okay, we left off at a very fortuitous part here. Where? Yeah. Susato's back. And we have we have a whole bunch of conversation here. We have the matter of Kazuma. And we can pan over to Iris and talk about the Hound of the Baskervilles. Well, first, welcome back. When I first arrived back in Japan, I really thought I'd never be allowed to return to Britain. But curiously, after that awful trial at the Supreme Court, Father's mood changed entirely. The awful trial? Oh, yeah. For the murder of Giselle Brett. Ooh, you dressed as a man then, didn't you, Susie? Oh, well, yes. Since women are forbidden in the courtroom, I had no choice. Wow, amazing! I wish I'd seen it. Don't you, Runo? Yeah, I suppose so. I want to play at being a lawyer now. I could wear a false mustache, maybe. I don't think any mustache can hide the fact that you're just 10 years old, Iris. There's something else I've been wanting to ask you, Miss Susato. It's about the real reason why Professor Mikitoba summoned you back to Japan. You said in your letter that it was something to do with the convict's loot that we found in Mr. Natsume's lodgings. That's right, the very large dog collar we found with the bee emblem on it. It seems Mr. Natsume included a drawing of the collar in the report he submitted about his time in Britain. I understand that when Father saw the report, he turned as white as a sheet. What would that be, then? Father came to Britain himself, of course, to study. It was some time ago now, but he stayed for 6 years. I can only imagine that something must have happened during that time. But if he refuses to tell me what it was, then I intend to find the answers for myself. I've decided that I, for one, won't keep any more secrets. Oh, Susie! It's a very meaningful look Susato-san's giving Iris there. We'll pan over and talk that out momentarily. Lord Strongheart mentioned something about that symposium, too. Does Professor Mikitoba know about the Hound of the Baskervilles? Like, is that something that... Is that a name that Susato heard from him? I think he said that investigative authorities from 40 different countries would attend. Yes, and from Japan, my father and Judge Jigoku have been invited. It's something of an honor, I believe. Well, Professor Mikitoba is the leading expert in forensic medicine in our country, after all. But who's the other person you mentioned? A judge, did you say? Yes, His Excellency, Judge Seishiro Jigoku. You've met him, Mr. Naruhodo. Last year, in the Supreme Court. You can't possibly have forgotten. It's been a while since I've played Case 1. Did he get named in that case? That terrible trial of yours when you were accused of murder. Yes, I try to think of that as a positive turning point in my life these days. Well, it was Judge Jigoku who presided over that trial. If I'm perfectly honest, I'd be happy never to see that man's face again in my life. Oh, well, anyways, his father was invited to the symposium. He agreed to me returning to Britain, too. He won't actually arrive until next month, but, well, I couldn't wait. So I pleaded with him, and in the end he agreed to me going on ahead. Yes, about the symposium. It seems as though Lord Strongheart has put in an awful lot of work to make it happen. It's obviously very important. I believe it is, yes. As I understand it, Lord Strongheart organized the entire event himself. I think he's hoping that by achieving exceptional results, he'll get the job of Attorney General. Most senior position in the British justice system. So he'd use his power to create the world's finest policing institution. That's what Father said anyways. Apparently it's Lord Strongheart's lifelong ambition. Attorney General Strongheart. Does Professor Mikitoba know Lord Strongheart personally, then, I wonder? Actually, Lord Strongheart gave me a long speech all about this very subject only yesterday. I sort of lost the will to live early on and didn't really listen to much of it. How trying for you. Anyways. There's this matter. Giselle Brett. A woman whose unforgivable actions ended in me being wrongly accused of a crime I didn't commit. The murder of Dr. John H. Wilson. Yes, Giselle Brett. That's a name I won't forget for as long as I live. The extraordinary thing is, though, it seems it's a name we should all forget. Sorry? Since the incident, our government's intelligence services have been investigating Miss Brett. But it turns out that an Englishwoman by the name of Giselle Brett didn't actually exist. Oh? Didn't exist? But how could that be? Fake name. It was a pseudonym. Her real name was Shin. She wasn't a visiting student either. That was a front. A front? Who on earth was she then? I mean, let's be real. She did not exactly strike me as the student type. Miss A. Shin. Her name is literally on all of our. Is literally all of our intelligence services have been able to ascertain about her. Nobody knows why, or even how she came to be in Japan. It's a complete mystery. But that makes no sense. It's no easy task to be accepted as a foreign student anywhere. What could the woman have been up to? I'm afraid I really don't know. The only thing we can really be sure of is that she had some business in our country that we don't yet understand. And now she's been killed. While all the questions surrounding her existence remain unanswered. I mean, she was about to be extradited, so I'm afraid so. A. Shin. Who on earth was she? And why do I feel as though I've heard that name before somewhere? Like the note at the end of, Case 5. Iris? It was completely by accident that I came to know the title of your manuscript, Iris. It was a short while before we left Japan. I was cleaning Father's study, and I saw something on his writing desk. A large box of papers. There was a label affixed to the box that was written in English. It read, "The Hound of the Baskervilles." What? My Baskerville story? Of course, I had no idea what it was at the time. But Father came in, and... Susato, what are you doing? Oh, Father. Did you look at that? Did you look at those papers? No, I simply read the label, that's all. Well, put it out of your mind. Sorry? Forget that you ever saw it, and certainly don't tell anyone else about this. Do you understand? But what's Iris's manuscript doing in Japan? I have no idea. When I heard Iris mention the word Baskerville that day, the title just slipped out. I would never have guessed that it was an unpublished account of one of Mr. Sholmes' exploits. When I returned to Japan, I asked Father to explain, but he refused to answer any of my questions, and there was no sight of the big box in his office. That's really all I know about it. I've no doubt that Father has a very good reason for being so secretive about it, but still. I made up my mind to explain myself to both of you. Well, thank you for being so honest, Susie. And now, the boyfriend in the room. Kazuma. After my friend Ray's trial, the reporter who actually killed Miss Brett said something very strange. I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. That visiting student's fate. Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on that steamship. And that he'll never, Obviously, I couldn't ask him to elaborate at that time. Later, I visited the man in his prison cell and asked him what he was going to say about Kazuma-sama. And what did you learn? After he died on the voyage to the Great Britain, his body should have been unladed at the port of Hong Kong and passed into the care of the consulate staff there. Should have been? Well, it turns out that his body never arrived. It just disappeared. What? Kazuma's body vanished? Our government tried to cover the fact up, it seems. They erected a grave on the cliffs by our hometown. Except Kazuma-sama isn't there. Did Professor Migatomo know about this? Yes, it would seem that he did. But he didn't tell me. They're still investigating what happened to Kazuma-sama's body as we speak. I just don't believe it. What is this acute feeling of apprehension I have all of a sudden? Thinking back now, some of the things that happened on the SS Buriat were definitely strange. I mean, after he died, we never saw his body again, did we? Could it be? Could it be that he's actually still alive? Stop it, Mr. Naruhodo. It's too much to bear. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Just thinking about the possibility pains me so very much. Cast your mind back for a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. When Kazuma-sama was discovered, Mr. Sholmes was there, wasn't he? He definitely examined the body. I remember it clearly. You're right. So if Kazuma hadn't actually been dead at all, it would mean that Mr. Sholmes had lied to us. There's no reason why he would possibly have done such a thing. I suppose that's true, yes. What do you think, Iris? The idea that he might be still alive somewhere. It wants to fill me with hope, but I can't let it, because if it turned out not to be true, then I'd be back at the bottom of that awful pit of despair again. I'm terrified of what that might do to me. Miss Susato. She's given the idea the thought it deserves. It's Susato-san we're talking about after all. So I probably shouldn't push it now. Oh. Well, so, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm ready to start investigating if you are. Quick recovery. I've committed every detail about the case to memory. And Iris has told me about the disturbing happenings at the Waxwork Museum as well. So, you're fully abreast of the situation already, Miss Susato. I'd expect nothing less, to be honest. I would think our first port of call should be to investigate this Mr. Drebber, the engineer responsible for building the elaborate machine that was used to effect this extraordinary trick. Yes, a conjurer of sorts by the sound of it, well known in the fields of science and magic. Then we need to go and arrest him. Give him a Susato toss. Well, yes. We must know the truth behind this case, so I agree. We really do need to find the man. It sounds like it's a case of tracking someone down. Which is a job for the police. Oh, a great detective. Are we supposed to guess who she might be thinking of? Gina. We don't have much time, so we need to get started straight away, I think. Good idea. Well, best of luck then. Oh, you're not coming today? I'm going to Brixton Road shortly for the herb market. But let me know later how you got on, won't you? Just like old times. That was a little abrupt. The pull of the herb market must be strong. Do you know? I honestly thought I might never have the opportunity to return to Great Britain. And certainly not so soon. It's funny. The past 6 months I haven't been able to work in court. Meanwhile, you've been raising a storm in the Supreme Court of Judicature back in Japan. Please, Mr. Naruhodo, I may have been dressed as a man, but it was a very reserved performance. That's what your father said in his letter about a Ryotaro takedown is reserved. But anyway, I'm back here in this great capital now, and ready to assist you again, in any way I can. Thank you, Miss Susato. It's my pleasure, Mr. Naruhodo. It's good to have you back. Oops, I honestly wanted to go to Sholmes first, but... Oh, hello. We are interrupting. Oh, who's that standing beside Lord Strongheart? I wonder. I've never seen her before. Ah, the young champion of the court. You had some success this morning, I understand. And you've thrown the entire government into disarray as a result. Oh... You mean because of Professor Harebrain's experiment? Sham science being demonstrated at London's Great Exhibition. Country's been made to look foolish, and now politicians are scrabbling to respond. Lord Van Zieks is in Whitehall as we speak, giving an emergency briefing. Oh dear, I didn't mean to cause any trouble. None of this is your responsibility. The government is entirely to blame for having been taken in. The special dispensation that prevents investigation at the scene will be annulled later today. Once that happens, my forensic investigation team will move in and deal with that scrap metal in no time. It's scrap metal now, is it? Until later then, Lord Strongheart. Yes, thank you. I like her. Who's that? That was Dr. Courtney Sith, Scotland Yard's esteemed chief coroner. He's leading the forensic investigation team's handling of this case. He was just delivering a report about the victim, in fact. Oh, I see. About Mr. Assman. Following the outcome of the trial earlier, I asked the coroner's office to reevaluate its findings. I don't have time to tell you what she concluded. If you want to know, you'll have to ask her directly. You can find her in the forensics laboratory. Right. Now, what were you here to see me about? I can give you 7 minutes and 39 seconds of my time. So he's not running quite so spectacularly late anymore. It's encouraging. What are we here to see you about? What exactly is the forensic investigation team that you mentioned before? The British Empire's police force must become the most exemplary in the world. For that to happen, it's imperative that we embrace forensic science and everything it has to offer. I first created the forensic investigation team a year ago now, unofficially of course, to pave the way. Goodness, a year ago? At next month's symposium, I intend to present the results of their work to the world. Once I do that, the House of Lords will be powerless to oppose the creation of a full-scale forensics division. Once that happens, the position of Attorney General will be mine, and criminals will suffer dearly. What do you mean? For too long, those scoundrels have made a mockery of our legal system with false evidence and bribes. London's scum is about to be rounded up and burnt in the fires of hell. Ominous. I intend to see to it personally. By creating the finest police force the world has ever known, to protect our honor and our future. With those eyes, he means every word. Dr. Sith is an extremely reliable coroner. When I officially establish the forensics division at Scotland Yard, she will run it as my right-hand woman. Now then, speaking of the symposium, Miss Mikitoba. Oh, yes, my lord. Your father should be on the high seas as we speak, making his way here to represent the Empire of Japan. Yes, that's right. I understand he will arrive at the beginning of next month. Are you acquainted? Are you acquainted, Lord Strongheart? With Professor Mikitoba, I mean. It was many years ago, but yes. I remember Dr. Mikitoba very well. I feel like this is the point in a Phoenix Wright Helm game where the 5 Cyclops would appear. Alright, let's chat about that. My memory serves me correctly, and I think it does. It was some 15 years ago now that your father came to Britain as a visiting student. It was the year I was born. So yes, 16 years ago, in fact. Toba was a young practitioner of forensic science, and Jigoku accompanied him as a young, promising judge. The punctiliousness of the politeness of the Japanese at the time impressed us greatly. Not that I wish to imply impoliteness or carelessness on your part in any way. I didn't think that you were. Dr. Mikitoba studied forensics at one of London's large hospitals. St. Sinner's, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Sith was also there then, as it happens. So they're acquainted. And Dr. Sith knows my father, does she? She was a young medical assistant at the time, so I doubt their paths crossed regularly. I have no doubt they knew each other superficially. After all, Dr. Mikitoba was here studying his subject for some 6 years in total. 6 years? That's a long time to be studying abroad, isn't it? I lived with my grandmother in those years. So he left his newly born daughter behind and went overseas for 6 whole years. It was a rather turbulent time at home. Oh. Yeah, I can imagine. Perhaps father wanted a reason to get away. Wait, what do you mean? Why? Well, clearly something was going on at the time. Okay, so already turbulent, which led to Dad abandoning his newborn daughter for 6 months to study abroad. Which, okay, difficult opportunity to pass up, but you, sir, are a father. Anyway, how's Brogue doing? I wanted to ask you about Lord Van Zieks, actually. I heard that his older brother was killed some years ago by a mass murderer known as the Professor, who targeted nobles and royalty. Is that right? You Japanese are a thorough lot. You've done your research well. Yes. And you could say that it was that very incident that gave rise to the Reaper. What? Why? When his brother, Klint Van Zieks, was murdered, it was just after young Baroque had graduated from the University of London and became a prosecutor. When obvious criminals who managed to evade conviction in court started disappearing, rumors quickly spread throughout the capital. Londoners started to say that wherever Baroque Van Zieks went, the ghost of his dead brother wasn't far behind. On my word! So, Lord Van Zieks isn't the Reaper. It's the ghost of his brother? Ever since that time, he became a very aloof figure in London's legal circles. No comment from... Oh yes, Lord Strongheart. Go ahead. It's about Professor Harebrain's experimental machine. We'd like your permission to examine the remains, if possible. Are you well versed in science, then? Not in the slightest. In fact, you could say I was barely aware of the subject at all until recently. Well, the special dispensation legally preventing investigation of the machine is currently being annulled. Within a few hours, Dr. Sith's team of forensic experts will begin their own investigation. I suppose until then, there's no harm in you looking at the wreckage, as long as you touch nothing. Thank you! Being able to look at it is better than nothing. And I'll be able to see it too. Your time is up. You'll have to excuse me now, I'm afraid. My next engagement calls. We are extremely sorry to have troubled you. You are so busy, my lord. I have important matters to attend to in preparation for the symposium, you understand. I must go now. My home planet needs me. Sitting behind that desk must make you feel so important, don't you think? Would you like to have an office like this, Mr. Naruhodo? With such a grand desk? Oh, me? No, I don't think so. Oh? Well, imagine if you suddenly found yourself needing the toilet. You'd have so far to go. How? True. Perhaps the important people who work in ostentatious offices like this haven't considered such things. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Oh, move. These very European suits of armor are still glaring at each other across the carpet, I see. In a way, they feel like guardians of the Lord Chief Justice's office. I suppose. They're rather like the lion dogs that guard shrines in Japan, aren't they? Aren't they a bit too human to be called lion dogs? Did you know that it's a dream of mine to keep 2 cats one day? It feels like we've gone off on a bit of a tangent, don't you? No, tell me more, Susanna. That's adorable. You deserve all the cats. Oh wow. Oh, we have a lot. We've got lots of places to go. Is Sholmes here? Oh, nothing to see here. Alright. We get one thing to look at here. And it is the Napoleon's bust. Ah, yes. Mr. Sholmes' curious collection of trinkets from the various mysteries he's solved. It's one of my favorite parts of this room. Full of items with such exciting tales to tell. I do believe he's added to it since I last looked. Now there's a mysterious pince-nez, a mysterious little box, a mysterious horseshoe, a mysterious biscuit. I think that last one might just be one of Iris's unfinished snacks. Oh. Well, while we're here... Oh no, he's cooking. Oh, look at him go. What's he doing? He's... Oh my! The whole wall of the cell is covered in mathematical equations. And he's still writing more now. Professor, sorry to interrupt. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. And who is this young lady? My name is Susanoo Mikitoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor. Oh, if only I'd met a refined young woman like you sooner. Oh, that's what have happened. No, that's not logical. That makes no sense at all. Oh dear, I'm sorry if my presence here upsets you. I owe you an apology too, Professor. I didn't manage to deliver what I promised you I would in court this morning. Oh no. No. The whole thing, the whole miserable affair. It all happened because I've been such a complete and utter clot. Professor Hairbrain? What have you been working on in your cell? Oh, you mean that? Oh dear, how embarrassing. I was suddenly struck by an idea, you see, and I simply had to write it down. What was all I had at hand? Oh, is it some new hypothesis? Something to surpass super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, maybe? No, actually, this is my autobiography. Your autobiography? How was I? Oh dear word. That's unfortunate. How I was diddled and fiddled by Albert Hairbrain. I found I can represent my odd fortunes with only odd numbers in an ambitious set of simultaneous equations. Really? I'm going to have to pay back all the loans I took for the kinesis machine. Let's see. So it's going to be a new serial publication from next month. Part 1, an odd birth, an odd upbringing. Can't beat the man's optimism, that's for sure. I see. Well, for now, would you mind if we talked a little more about the case? Oh yes, of course. I've been working through the numbers. I was diddled. I was fiddled by the pair of them. Oh. Oh dear. My ass man. But that aloof engineer and clever. We're not going to have to sit through an explanation of all these equations, are we? Everything I believed in has been turned on its head. My research, Mr. Aspen, the kinesis machine, my hypothesis even. I'm sorry it's come to this. There really was no other way. No, it's not your fault. I wanted to protect my work, but in the end, there was nothing worth protecting. It was never my intention to deceive anyone. I didn't want to trick the public. No, of course you didn't. But in court this morning I realized something. Oh? If you've done something wrong without knowing it, you've still done something wrong. Logically, it makes no difference if you're aware of it or not. Ignorance is a poor excuse. The blame still lies with me. Oh, Professor. He believed in me this morning, you know. Baroque did. He believed in my hypothesis. I think that was just a necessary factor in the prosecution establishing its case. No. Baroque wouldn't do something like that. I'm sure he genuinely believed it. Did he? I think I understand now. Why it was that he decided to take on the prosecution in my trial, I mean. Oh? After the terrible accident happened, nobody would believe in my hypothesis anymore. Not the police, not the prosecution service, not my lawyers even. I feel like I dealt some kind of finishing blow there. If any other prosecutor had taken the case, if it was anyone other than Baroque, I'm sure the prosecution would have declared my hypothesis a complete and utter nonsense. And in that case, you would have been declared a fraud yourself, Professor. Exactly, which would have been a fate worse than death for me. But Baroque insisted that I was a proper man of science from start to finish. It really was a kindness. You think that's why he... I know him very well indeed. He's an extremely kind-hearted soul. But an extremely kind-hearted soul spent all morning trying to paint you as a murderer, didn't he? Details. Well, admittedly, that part of the analysis appears to have some flaws in it. What about the whole Reaper side of things? How does that fit in with the kind-hearted soul idea? Yeah, it happens. So, Assman, do you think he set out to trick me from the very start? I'm sorry to say, that does seem likely, yes. When I first met him, he introduced himself as a wealthy financier. Looked over the paper I had written and said my work must benefit all humanity and must be pursued. He was so enthusiastic. He was so empathetic. But in reality, he was the mastermind of some vast criminal network, it seems. I still can't believe it. The machine was essentially a set decoration for some stage magic. It probably didn't require a large amount of investment, actually. But the scale of it wasn't just some small trick. It was a very elaborate feat of deception. All young scientists are full of hope about their burgeoning ideas, full of zeal. But none of us have any money. We want to do research, but we can't afford it. Many of us take on barely legal part-time work to try and carry just a few measly pennies to carry on. Go through all of that, and then be taken for a complete fool. It's too rotten to believe. It is, I agree. And that's why we have to find those responsible and bring them to justice. Mr. Aspen is no more, of course, which leaves only the engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber. Is he an engineer, or a magician, or a swindler? If it was about a year ago when Mr. Aspen first brought Drebber to meet me at my laboratory. Instead, I've met him many times to discuss details about the kinesis machine. At no point did you have any inkling that he was just an illusionist. Oh, he definitely wasn't just an illusionist. What do you mean? He was a wealth of deep scientific knowledge. There's no question that man's a genius scientist. It's instantly apparent in conversation. I see. The wretched man deceived you, Professor. It's unforgivable. We must do everything we can to find him and bring him to justice. There are no more clues you can give us to his whereabouts. I'm sorry. Only ever discussed the kinesis machine. Nothing else. Although, just once, I did visit his workshop. What workshop? Trevor's enormous fabrication laboratory, where he constructed my great machine. Why? Why did you mention this? Why did you mention this before? You know, Trevor's workshop. There's every chance we might find the man there. Where the fuck's it? Where is it? My airheaded smart man. So you've been to Trevor's place of work then? Why are intelligent men so audibly dense in other areas? Yes, just once, you understand. It was an enormous place. Plenty of room to construct a little kinesis machine, you see. Where can we find it? We have to go there at once. There's a good chance we'll find Trevor there. Well, yes, definitely. I'm sure. As in, I'm sure you're not going to want to hear this, I don't remember. But I have absolutely no idea where the workshop is at all. I'm so sorry! I was more than half expecting that. You see, I was blindfolded in the carriage the entire way there. He blindfolded you? He wasn't taking any chances then. The place was incredible. The pinnacle of modern engineering. Even the oil he used was the very best. A special French machine oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. The scrub will send to that imported oil. Perfumers across the world try to get their secret formula and use that instead. What do you think, Mr. Zado? You'd a machine for your next birthday? I've never used any kind of perfume, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm not sure I'd like to start with that. I don't suppose you know even part of the workshop's address, Professor? You don't have a business card for Mr. Drebber, for example? Man was clearly very cautious, Mr. Zado. I'm sure you would never... Aha! Yes, I do. I gave me his business card once. It's right here. Look. What? Let me see that. Throw etiquette to the wind, why don't you? Enoch Trevor, engineer. I'm afraid that's all it says. There's no address. No. Oh, well, I can't say I'm surprised. Still, this could be useful. This dark smudge here. I think perhaps it's machine oil. Yeah, possibly. Professor Hambrain mentioned something about the oil Mr. Jumper uses, didn't he? He said it was specially imported. Very high-quality oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. Yes, that's right. But more importantly, it's more fragrant than the finest perfume. So, excuse me a moment. Oh. Doesn't appear to have any scent at all. Don't worry, I expect that just because there's such a tiny amount on here. Machine oil. An important fact here. Mr. Harebrain, what do you make of this? Oh yes, that's what we need to prove my hypothesis, isn't it? No, it's nothing to do with your hypothesis, actually. Then take it away. I don't want to be bothered with anything that doesn't assist my science. Alright, keep your abundant hair on. Alright, time to move on. We can go back to Madame Tuspel's. Alright. Go here first. For the Crystal Tower. Ooh. What? Oh no. Gina's being assaulted. I had no idea there were so many people in the world. I know what you mean. It's really packed here today. It feels as though it's taken us 2 hours to make our way through the crowds to this point. Has it? I shut my brain down, so I didn't really notice, to be honest. Big mood, Ryunosuke. Gosh, I do wish I had your absence of mind sometimes, Mr. Naruhodo. I've heard it described as like the nothing box, where you just zone out and there you are. I had a feeling you lot would show your mugs before long. Oh, Inspector Gregson, I see you're hard at work as usual. Warm greetings to you. I do hope you've been keeping well since we last met. What's with the ceremony? We just saw each other in court this morning. Not you, Sunshine. The gentlewoman so loyally at your side. Oh! Why, thank you, Inspector. How good of you to notice. He might be a bit rough around the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart. A good lad, I suppose. As you probably guessed, we were hoping to investigate the scene from some more. Right, well, that's the untrade's domain. Oi! Get over here, Gina. I'm being bloody assaulted. Oh. Seems to be busy playing with a puppy. I think you need a traditional East End training. Gina? She's a police officer now? Amazing, isn't it? He's a good kid, actually. Not in the right place, anyways. He's got the detection bug, if you ask me. Yep, I think she'll follow in my footsteps nicely. What do you mean? No, I'm being transferred. Time for me to say toodaloo to London. Oh no, really? That's a bit sudden, isn't it? I had no idea. Where are you going to be posted then? We'll come to see how you're getting along. Not likely, but you're welcome to try. If you don't mind a trip to France, that is. To France? I'll be working in the Paris Police Prefecture. Should be right up my alley. But France? It's an entirely different country. I don't understand. Why would you be sent there? It's where the adult world works, Sunshine. Now don't go poking your nose where it's not wanted. I intended to take the kid with me when I go. What? You're taking Gina to Paris? Well, I can't leave her here in London. Who knows what'll become of her? I suppose he's worried she'd slip back into slipping her hands into people's pockets and purses. Only her friends. I don't think he's worried about her pickpocketing, Mr. Naruhodo. I think he's worried about the Reaper. Ah. Oh, of course. So that's playing on Inspector Gregson's mind too, is it? Anyway, I haven't mentioned any of this to Gina. So don't go blabbing, you hear me? No, of course not. Gotta keep that diving diva safe and sound. Till all this is over, at least. I do kind of like the idea of greatest 33 in France, featuring Hercule Poirot. Poirot is Belgian, but he Oi, and you didn't call me a bloomin' diving diva again? So you heard that, did you? Right, well, any questions about the scene, you can put in Black Capable Detective Diva here. Alright, you heard the boss. Inspector Lestrade's in charge here now. Suppose I better keep my word and not mention anything about Paris. So, Gina, you've got a new dog, have you? Isn't he great? Toby's his name. Oh, how delightful! He's absolutely adorable. Yes, the dog does seem lovely. It's the not-so-lovely Inspector Gregson that's playing on my mind, to be honest. Toby. She named him after, who's gotta be a papa figure. This armband is proof, in Japan at least, that I'm a defense lawyer. And this badge is proof that I'm a detective. So you're all gonna have to start calling me Inspector Lestrade. In that case, you'll have to start calling me, well, anything but Otto. I could call you Defender Naruhodo if you'd like, but it don't really trip off the tongue. No, it doesn't have a great ring to it, does it? Why'd that flip? Gina. I'm actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again. Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like. Oh, that's alright, is it? I'm gonna be playing with my new friend here. Oh, yes, Toby. Oof! Good boy. The sheet that exploded must be at the top of those stairs, I presume. I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind. Sorry, you can't go up there, Suze. Suze? Oh! It's like I told Otto yesterday. Even I ain't allowed near that wreck. What's it called again? The reason we ain't supposed to touch it. Special Dispensary Act. A Special Dispensation for Scientific Experiment Act. Equipment Act. Isn't that what he called it? That's the one. That's why only them lot are allowed to investigate it. What are they called again? The Forensic or something? Oh. For the Forensic Investigation Team. The FIT. And the C. Is that what you were thinking of? Yeah, that's the one, yeah. But isn't it the case that the special dispensation has been lifted? I think so. I don't really get it, to be truthful with you. You're still supposed to get permission from some bigwig or other, as far as I know. What was his name again? Lord Strange something. Oh, fortunately sequence broke. I'm not sure that's quite right, Gina. I think he meant Lord Strongheart, perhaps. That's the one, yeah. Apparently he's always watching the time or something. Actually, we've just recently been to see Lord Strongheart. Eh? You what? You met him? Last time the boss was called go in and see him. He waited for 3 hours at the Cove's office and came back sniveling. Tragic. Time operates at Strongheart's command. Well, Lord Strongheart has given us permission to examine the scene as long as we touch nothing. Oh, yeah? Honestly? Alright then, go ahead. If it turns out you're lying, it'll be the boss who gets it. He'll never eat another chip again in his life. So, you're still saying all this is above board, are you? I'm sure everything will be fine. That really would be tragic. Alright then, them's the stairs. Off you go. Oh, thank you, Gina. So, about today. It was great, wasn't it? I had a right laugh. It was a new one on me, that. You know, being in court and not spend the whole time worrying about to be found out. You did keep an awful lot of secrets in all your previous court appearances, didn't you? Yeah, and Otto's made things hard for me every single time and all. Just doing my job, Gina. But watching someone else get it in the neck is a lot of fun, actually. It was amazing when you showed up that dodgy professor's dodgy experiment was a total fix. Actually, I feel really bad about that. That dodgy professor, as you put it, Gina, is Mr. Naruhodo's client. Yes, I'm starting to wish he wasn't, though. He's alright. We worked through the worst of it today. It's the boss I feel sorry for. Sent off to do the impossible. What do you mean? He's supposed to arrest that other cove, ain't he? In time for tomorrow and all. You know, the dodgy engineer. What's his name again? Mr. Drebber, you mean? Enoch Drebber. That's the one, yeah. Well, the police are looking for this mysterious man with a black monocle. I guess they would be. I feel like... as someone who vaguely followed, like, the original Japanese version being translated, I feel like his name didn't actually change between the Japanese original fan English translation to the actual English release. I might be wrong, though. I feel like the name Enoch Drebber did not change between them. Putting too much on the boss, if you ask me. He says it's giving him a gut ache. Ah, yes, and not the starch and fried. Oh dear, but I do wonder if this isn't actually all from all the fried food. He can go to Paris for a bit and get on with the nice baguette sandwiches. Scotland Yards are trying to track down Mr. Enoch Drebber. Wonder if they've had any luck. He's really funny looking. Got two eyes what don't match. Stole a glimpse of a picture of him earlier. I mean, I didn't actually pinch it or nothing. The old devil's got it. Sorry? Who? You know, that scowling reaper's always lugging down glasses of the blood-red plonk. So that's I feel like that's one of the more one of the more satisfying British insults I've heard is calling someone a plonker. Lord Van Zeeks. He's always at it in for me, that cove. Don't know what he's always scowling about. Mind. Probably would have been a pretty good boss as it goes. You'd rather be the Reaper's apprentice than a detective's trainee? Just a comment. The way I see it, if the choice is between a chip-guzzling detective and a chalice-glugging giga-chad, you're equally badly off with both. I suppose you're right. I hadn't thought of it like that. Glad we put that one to bed. Anyway, the point is, everyone at the yard's dead set on finding the fishy engineer. But there don't seem to be no clues to go on, so they're stuck. I think they can lead us to Drebber at all. Oh, we're gonna use the card for that. Where'd you find that little mutt then, Gina? Oi, don't be so flaming rude, Otto. Slight overreaction, don't you think? He ain't no mutt, alright. Toby's. How'd they put it? Cute. Oh yeah, a bona fide detective. Sorry? I'm giving him a proper title and everything. It's Chief Inspector Toby to you. More senior than Inspector Gregson, is he? Oh, so he's a police dog, is he? The police recruit dogs now? I've heard that they're already being used officially in Germany as part of their city policing. Used for chasing criminals and such like. They have a wonderful sense of smell, after all. I have a fairly good sense of smell myself, as it happens. You can tell undergarments that have been freshly laundered from undergarments that haven't. Compared to this little fellow, Otto. Okay, it's just your own undergarments. We're going to read that as your own undergarments instead of Ben Stickler. Oh, really? According to what the boss said. Stiff, 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 stiff. It's my sniff gun. I'm armed and dangerous. Take my sniff gun to the face. Look at it, look, the little trigger going to mile a minute. He sniff. He sniff. Look at him. Look at him. Once Toby has got a good whiff of your drawers, you could chase that sit to the other side of the world. What? To the other side of the world? You mean, you can swim? Look at how fast his tail's going. Just a little propeller there. It just hops right in. Doggy paddles. Gets the little tail going and... Mr. Naruhodo, I think you may have missed the point by rather a wide margin. I just can't believe that little dog has such an incredible skill. I'm telling you, Otto. There's gonna be more and more dogs doing their bit for the police in the future. Yes, I agree. Right, one of these days they'll be barking orders at us lot, not the other way around. Oh, dear. Sorry, Gina. I don't think I agree with your vision quite that much. Our new dog overlords. Well, anyway, whatever you think about that, Toby was Britain's first police dog. I found him down the East End the other day. Someone had just checked him out in the street. There you go. I knew she lifted him from somewhere. Hey, rescued. Rescued. Oh, Gina. You're such a kind-hearted soul, aren't you? To children and to animals. Aww. Ah, the Crystal Tower. I can't believe I'm seeing it at such close proximity with my own eyes. You've really been looking forward to the great exhibition, haven't you, Miss Susato? Oh yes, when I found out that I had to return to Japan, I'm afraid I cursed my luck. But here you are, back in London, gazing up at the magnificent tower. I know. Perhaps I was wrong to curse my luck so harshly. Oh look, a flying balloon. I've never seen one in the flesh before. Balloon flesh. I can't understand how they can fly. And so high up as well. But think of the view, Mr. Naruhodo. You must be able to see for miles and miles. I do think of it, and it terrifies me. I mean, it would be certain death if you fell out. I'm sure they're perfectly safe. After all, they've been invented by some of the brightest minds in the world. Let's not forget that we know at least one has exploded. I'm sure there are other ways to fly. One is exploded by force, let's be clear. What a shame that the symbolic landmark of the great exhibition has been damaged like that. Yes, unfortunately, the birdcage crashed in the most prominent position possible. That's the gods giving us a warning, if you ask me. Man must travel under his own steam and not cut corners with instantaneous kinesis. But imagine what might have happened if the birdcage had landed in a slightly different location. The death toll could have been far worse. Hence a warning. So I think perhaps it was a blessing in disguise. Well, the gods are benevolent, obviously. I did say it was just a warning. Man must travel under his own steam, or next time, bird cages will rain down upon all of you. It'll be the birdemic. Shock and terror. Your faith is much stronger than I realized. Well, how do you think I passed the entrance exam for Yume University? It wasn't by studying alone. Excessive prayer. Alright, let's go see it. Oh. I forgore. I have to examine the stairs to go up. The stairs lead up to the experimentation stage. Let's go up and see what we can find out. Is Gregson? Or are we alone up here? Oh, bye. So this is the machine. It was used to deceive people into thinking instantaneous kinesis had taken place. Yes, that's right. Or rather, it was the machine. It's a little worse for wear at the moment. What extraordinary lengths Professor Hairbrain went to in order to obtain the research grant. No. The professor was tricked as well. He didn't know anything about it. Yes, of course. It is amazing, though, isn't it? The scale of the whole affair is so very British. You're right about that. Never see such a grand deception in Japan, that's for sure. Oh, look. Is that? Van Zieks? Lord Van Zieks? So, I think we're more or less done here, aren't we? Shall we, Mrs. Otto? Already? He is the Reaper, remember? We do well to keep our distance, I think. But we have permission to be here. On the top. We're perfectly well allowed to investigate this machine. As long as we don't touch anything. On the top? Do you mean Lord Strongheart? Exactly. So we can stay here and stare at this wreckage for as long as we like. She could have been at the center of the explosion here and it would have bent her steel will. That's Susato-san for us. Absolute powerhouse of will. What a terrible explosion it must have been. Even the steel girders have buckled and twisted in the blast. What they call the birdcage was right in the middle of it all, just here. Look, Mr. Naruhodo, the metal grill on the floor. Looks as though it's designed to open. It does, doesn't it? If the floor had opened at the precise moment the explosion occurred, the birdcage could have dropped through and disappeared from sight. I don't think there's any doubt that this was a very elaborate hoax, is there? Did you just move closer? I feel like I just moved closer. This wasn't here yesterday. That's the birdcage. Really? If I'm not mistaken, it's the cage in which the victim was standing before he was apparently beamed through the air. That's right, the birdcage. According to what Professor Hairbrain said in court, it's made of wood. More precisely, the Japanese cypress, I think. Despite having been in an explosion and then falling from a great height, it's relatively unharmed. What wonderfully durable construction, wouldn't you say, Mr. Naruhodo? I'd understood that the forensics investigation team had taken it away yesterday to examine it. I suppose they must have brought it back here when they'd finished their work. But sadly not with the body inside of it. No, that's right. No, we were given strict instructions not to touch anything, but still. This is too important a piece of evidence not to overlook. We might need it for the trial. Oh, isn't it exhilarating? All this different architecture from all corners of the world. It does make you feel a bit like an explorer, doesn't it? I know it's all subjective, but the onion-shaped roofs have rather caught my attention personally. It is very subjective, isn't it? Japanese buildings, with their wood and paper construction, have excellent ventilation. I've realized that British buildings, being made from brick and stone, are very strong and long-lasting. The more you know about how things are done in other countries, the more you understand your own, I feel. Oh yes, I do agree with you there. I can't help wondering what an onion does for the roof of a building. I mean, I suppose it's playing on my mind because I don't like the taste of onions. You really oughtn't let your taste in vegetables dictate your opinion in roofs, Mr. Naruhodo. I hear that a ride on the Ferris wheel is a favorite romantic outing among young London couples. I think their romance would be slightly spoiled by the abject terror, personally, but then I'm not a Londoner. Are you a little scared of heights, Mr. Naruhodo? It's not that I'm scared, not at all. It's just that staying on the ground seems so much safer. Well, perhaps I shall have to ask Iris and Mr. Sholmes to accompany me on it in that case. When you put it like that, part of me does want to give it a try. Oh dear, it is complicated for you, isn't it? Poor lad. With a balloon. How much I'd look at them, I just can't come to terms with those Tamari handballs floating in the sky. You've been glaring at them constantly since we came up here. Sorry, the feelings of wanting to ride in one and wanting never to set foot in one are fighting it out inside of me. If you don't look where you're walking, you might fall from the stage. I don't think I'd notice. That's how fiercely the battle inside me is raging. I think you should make peace with riding in one, Mr. Naruhodo. It really would be much safer that way. And plus then we'd get to ride one. Look at that horn-shaped transmitting device. Isn't it amazing? That's exactly what I thought when I first saw it. It makes you think, doesn't it? If only it had just been a normal horn, none of this would have happened. I don't think that's the problem here, Susie. That's almost exactly what I thought as well. But I can predict what you're going to say next in that case. Not to say, nothing ever goes to plan, aren't you? Oh, no. I would never say something like that. Yeah. Rejected. Hi, Van Ziegs. Least approachable man in the world, winner 10 years in a row. Be strong, Mr. Naruhodo. Your country and your assistant stand firm behind you. Lord Van Ziegs. What? Well. Beautiful weather we're having, isn't it? I thought I was making it quite clear that I didn't want to be disturbed. Apparently, you Nipponese are unequipped to read the signs. Oh, I read them. So, what are you doing here? Entry to this area is prohibited. Well, the thing is... Lord Chief Justice Strongheart granted us permission to investigate, on the condition that we didn't disturb anything. And yet you've managed to disturb me. Never mind. state your business, then. Come to think of it, there are quite a few things I'd like to ask Lord Van Zieks about. Not least of which is that awful case, even though it's nothing to do with this. Ask away, Mr. Naruhodo. You won't know unless you try. Alright. Well, so hey. Trauma dump on me. So Klint. What's the name of your older brother? I understand, Lord Van Zieks. You Nippon-knees, I always have to be on guard whenever you're around. So you've been investigating me, haven't you? Oh, no, it's not like that. Well, alright, it is a bit like that. My older brother was also a prosecutor. He was the pride of the Van Zieks family. But tragically, a vicious killer took him from us. The professor, you mean? Something funny? That's the extent of what you've discovered, is it? I shouldn't be surprised. Sorry? There's more to it, then. Lackluster work is very much your trademark, isn't it? You're too kind. Are you going to tar all Nippon-knees with the same brush next? So tell me, what's your interest in that historic incident? As it happens, Lord Van Zieks, there's a rather curious case that's come to our attention. You aware of the Madame Tussauds Museum of Waxwork by any chance? I am, naturally. I believe that since last month I feature in one of the displays there, for public scorn. Of course, the infamous Reaper of the Bailey would have to be exhibited, wouldn't he? Well, a particular waxwork has been stolen from the place and held for ransom. A particular waxwork? Which... Wait, you mean... Yes, it's the professor. Mr. Sholmes is investigating the case as we speak. I was unaware of that. It's turned as white as a sheet. Curious. Are the police trying to locate the engineer, Mr. Drebber, already? Surely that goes without saying. We're very keen to see him found as well. Trouble is, we don't have much to go on, aside from the description of the man we heard in court earlier. Which, according to Professor Hairbrain, was of a tall, thin gentleman who has straight white hair and wears a black monocle. So, I was just wondering... I mean, I realize it's probably not possible, but, I'd very much appreciate any more clues you could give us. Wow, Susato-san really knows how to take the bull by the horns. Fine, why not? I have a photograph of the man here from an investigation 10 years ago. Well, there's our man. It appears he already had that black monocle at the time. What? Oh, no, nothing. I was just surprised that you shared that with us. We all need the man's testimony in court tomorrow. It means we have to do everything we possibly can to track him down in the short time available. So why wouldn't I show you the photograph? What is it about Lord Van Zieks? Sometimes I just can't work him out at all. Alright. I have Drebber's photograph. What can we do with that? Ah, the file I requested for the trial tomorrow. Thank you. Are you alright? Who is this man, Mr. Naruhodo? Lord Van Zieks' apprentice, apparently. So I'm not the only one. Susato-san can see it too. Lord Van Zieks, may we speak with your apprentice for a moment? With him? Why? Kazuma-sama! Kazuma... Huh? I don't believe it. Your posture, your presence. It can only be... It's you, isn't it, Kazuma-sama? I felt something strange the very first time I encountered this cloaked figure. As if I knew him somehow. Can it really be you, Kazuma? Wait! Too late. What's going on here? Long story. What is your interest in my apprentice, exactly? You act as if you know the man or something. Well, Since when has he been in your care? I don't recall you having an apprentice before I left Britain 6 months ago. Lord Strongheart introduced him to me about 3 months ago now. The instructions to mentor him as a prosecutor. He didn't tell you why, did he? The man appears to be suffering from amnesia. He's forgotten every last detail about himself. He has amnesia? Well, he will appeal in court at my side. What? To serve as my judicial assistant, on Lord Strongheart's orders. He'll be in court with us. Now then, unless I'm much mistaken, I believe this conversation has run its course. Oh, yes, thank you. Definitely saw a reaction there. Susato-san called out like that. They seemed to hit a nerve. She called out, Kazuma-sama. You've already met that masked man, hadn't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. Yesterday, in fact. Lord Renzig's office. I see. And if Kazuma-sama really is still alive, it means that Mr. Sholmes lied to us. I know. We're going to need to speak to him about that. You're going to have to leave now. The forensic investigation team are due to arrive shortly. If they find you here, it will cause problems. What sort of problems? Foreign affairs problems. We could do without that. Alright, we'll be on our way. Let's go, Mr. Sato. Of course. Oh, hey. Well, we will continue on next time. We have a lot to think about now. Specifically with Kazuma and the professor. And we still have... Gosh, we still have a lot we need to dig into here with Drebber. Whatever happened with Dispels. We can go visit the coroner. A lot of new stuff to dive into next time then. Until next time, until then.